Hello everybody, Chris here, and I've come to the beautiful green rolling hills here in the Central Valley of California. I'm on Highway 12, just west of the Delta, and I've come to a place I know nothing about. Had the morning kind of to myself, so I thought I'd do a little Google search and find something interesting to do. So let's go see what we can get into. Practically out in the middle of nowhere is the Western Railway Museum. So we're gonna check out the museum, and I got a ticket for a train ride. Okay, I've purchased my ticket. The train ride is in a little over an hour, so I'm gonna meander about. I believe the Western Railway Museum is a non-profit organization run by volunteers. The depot has a little cafe that sells snacks. No food on the train, but laughter and fun are welcome. 2 trains, that's the way we want to go. I had no idea what I was signing up for when I bought my ticket. I just bought it online, kind of sight unseen, and it seems like we're gonna have almost an hour train trip today. But this museum is dedicated to the Interurban Electric Railroad. Most of these trains are blocked off to where you can't enter them, but the first few here, you can actually climb aboard and take a look at the old cars. These cars were operated as part of the Muni system in San Francisco and have ended up here. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. These cars are beautiful. Ended up here in the train yard of the museum. Wow, I just dinged the bell. They've kept the vintage advertising up in these old Muni cars. So Muni stands for Municipal Railway in San Francisco. And this car was built over 100 years ago. They called it the Iron Monster, or cars like this were called Iron Monsters because they made so much noise and were a bit rough. Replaced in the 30s by this kind of car. They called it a magic carpet because it was a lot smoother and way more streamlined. So let's get on board the magic carpet. Oh yeah. And again, all this great vintage advertisement that was here. Like, nothing sells soda like a pair of gams. Here's to the girl he leaves behind. In every box she sends, he'll find primacy. There's the fare collector there, and here's where the train man would sit. This car here was built in 1946. All the cars you see are in various states of restoration. Some you can go in, like I said, some you can't. Now here's the sort of Muni logo that I'm used to. We've been able to ride the Municipal Railway in San Francisco. That is it's continuing to operate in San Francisco as a transportation and also a beautiful piece of transportation history. You may be able to tell this version of the Muni car is from the 1970s. Which I can't believe that's retro because I'm from the 1970s. And up into this car, just look at this. This is a car from the Iowa City and Cedar Rapids Railway. Looks just like an old bus in here. Here we are at the back of that car. And I noticed this one has a restroom in it. A little toilet. In case you gotta go. I could just look at vintage advertising all day long. I just found this old advertisement for Glide Memorial Methodist Church in San Francisco. There's always something doing. Join the friendly gang at Glide. Tuesday, hobby night. Thursday, singing choir. Friday, get together dinner, game night, choir, sing. Sunday, Sunday school, quiet time, hour of fun and food. Fireside Sing, you are invited. Now, Glide is still there on Ellis Street, still in operation, was prominently featured in The Pursuit of Happiness, and right across the street from our friends at Youth with a Mission in San Francisco. Looks like the loading and unloading platform is over there. And any minute now, right around this bend, is gonna come our train. Got about a half hour before the next trip. How old is this car we're riding on? Over 100 years old. All right. The 4001, Oregon City.
There are no restrooms on the car, so you should stop by the visitor center restrooms before boarding again. The 1230 Interurban is now boarding at the platform on car number 4001 for the 45 to 50 minutes.
Okay, we have boarded our train. Ticket got punched. And gonna find a seat and enjoy the ride. They've started the engine.
So rule number one, look at your windows. They're beautiful windows. They're about 100 years old. If you want your window up or down or left or right, tell me or tell our wonderful conductor here. We're more than happy to lose our fingers trying to open your window rather than you lose your fingers trying to open your window.
We have begun our 50-minute journey around the rails. We're now going around the yard. You can see all the different trucks and implements that they use to restore the trains, portions of track. And we're headed out into the hills. Along the tracks, they have pieces of old equipment.
Alex here is a good California driver. Noticed a stop sign and came to a full, complete stop, just like the rest of us, right? Yes. The actual reason why we stopped is because we need to talk about this. The token. This tells us, hey, you're the only train that is allowed to be here, and you're the only train that is on that line. Many systems across the world use the token system. There's some in India, there's some in the UK still. Mostly the UK because when they invented the train and when their first train accident happened, they were like, oh, we should probably invent a signaling system. It's a pretty good idea.
Not a lot of wind today, but normally those windmills are turning, producing electricity. This thing is really picking up steam, but it's electric, not steam. Crossing a road, sounding the horn. The conductor was saying this wind farm can generate enough electricity to power the city of Fresno. Over 500,000 people. That's cool.
Alrighty folks, this is going to be our last stop. We're going to ask if you would like to step outside, stretch your legs. You are free to do so. If you want to stay inside and watch all the seats get flipped over, you're more than happy to. We could theoretically go further. Unfortunately, the tracks do end a little bit, a couple miles down south, and then eventually it turns into swamp. That swamp eventually turns into the bay. So we can't really go much further than this.
Oh wow, you just do that.
This is modern engineering from days gone by.
Ingenious. That's really cool.
It's a lot easier than unbolting the seats and turning them around.
Yeah. That's amazing. They're getting the orientation of the train to go back the other way.
I'm going to do a little quick brake check right here, so. And we're ready to go.
When we get up to speed, how fast are we going?
We got a 30-mile-an-hour max.
It feels a lot faster than that.
Cruising altitude of about 1 foot.
The track's maintained by volunteers.
Yep.
Wow. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, we're down here every weekend.
You got to be passionate about it.
Yeah. They do a great job.
Yeah.
You know, we have well over 20 miles that we
Surely that's not a mailbox.
It's a mailbox.
It does take things.
What do you put in there?
We only hang the token there.
Oh, that's where the token hangs.
If there's more than one train operating, then we'll hook the token on there.
Gotcha. Coming back to the museum grounds proper.
Well, we're amber and locked. All right, folks, we have
She's here.
we have a unique opportunity for you to tour Car House 3 with a lot of our nicer stuff. The collection is in an environmentally controlled area. So if you want to do a walkthrough tour with our guide, Enid is over there. She's going to do that. A lot of neat stuff. Our steam engine, Pullman cars, and a lot of our other historic stuff.
All right, here's the car house, and they're going to give us a tour. These kinds of locomotives are called steeple cabs. You can operate them from each direction. Here's a Pullman car, the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel.
And I can take one more person up here further. These are sections. This is the way most trains used to look. And if you remember the movie Some Like It Hot, Marilyn Monroe has all of her band in the top bunk for a party. And you can see how small that was when you walk by here. And this lady is not real. I have to reassure the kids.
All right,
Going back
there you
here,
go, Amy.
past the men's dressing room on the left-hand side here. And back into the lounge.
Oh, wow. Is the lounge its own car?
No, it's...
Or it's part of this car? Okay.
It's part of it.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
And have a seat.
Those ashtrays. This Pullman coach is from 1913. Amazing. A train would make a good haunted maze. Oh.
So from 1913, originally built with 16 sections. And then they decided in 1931 that they needed a lounge car rather than more sleeping accommodations. So they took out all the sections and put in these little seats here. If you look in the middle of this, you'll see two stained glass window-like things, dividers. And behind each one is a desk. You could sit and write your postcards or letters. You could also send a telegram. There's a form for sending a telegram behind each desk. Then we have this little goodie. If I am the conductor going through the train doing this, what am I doing?
It's dinner
Food.
time.
Dinner, lunch, breakfast. Yeah, right. He'd go through and be doing this.
This car was used in the filming of Harold and Maude. This engine right here, Western Pacific number 94, was the steam engine in Pollyanna. So awesome. Oh, and look, it's a BART train. They're gonna get a few more of these and create a display. Oh wow, they've got a whole thing. This is the sort of platform used for when politicians would do stump tours, and they'd stand on the back there and give their speech.
Good people of Blaine, they told me my next stop was Wichita.
It's hard.
Yes. This is really neat. This car was to transport produce, specifically lettuce, and our tour guide was telling us that they would put ice on the top of the car, and as it melted it would drip down on the lettuce to keep it fresh, and that's where the term iceberg lettuce comes from. I mean, I got it right. Highly recommend taking the tour. That was great. Thank you so much. So fun.
Thanks for coming.
Here's a San Diego trolley. Looks like it's headed for Old Town. We were just there. You really get the sense that the volunteers here are very passionate about what they do, preserving history, telling stories, and making these things available to all of us today. That was a great tour and a fun ride. I'd highly recommend this place. I'm gonna take a guess that this car brought you down to the pier where you could board a boat for Alcatraz. It also let you know if they were playing baseball today. Over here they have a lot of examples of railroad signals, and there's a park here on the property where you can come have a picnic. There's some tables and some grassy areas. It is an expansive park area, friendly volunteers. This place is awesome. I didn't even notice over here that these things are interactive. They've got these little buttons you can push to make them do stuff. That's cool. Let's try this one. Oh, yep. That's cool. All right, let's try this one. Yes. Awesome. We'll get this one going. Back here in the lobby, they've got a few setups for kids while you're waiting for your train to play with Thomas. And of course, we exit through the gift shop. They have train history books, mugs, souvenir ticket bookmarks. I love this bandana here. It's got all the hobo markings that they would use to signal each other. Here's one for a kind woman. Or you can sleep in the hayloft. We, of course, are looking for a sticker for the Rondalorian. Well, we've got our signal. We've seen the cars. Looks like they're working on that one. We've heard some stories. And now it's time to show the cats.